Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's segment at flynubianmoney.com. I am your host for today. I'm Jade, and we're joined today by Miss Athena Gardner, CPA and wealth coach, Miss Linda E. She's a presenter and model. And we also have with us, oh my gosh, we have the queen, the coach who needs no introduction, Miss Linda S. She is the ultimate coach, and you can go to speaklinda.com to reach out to her. So today we are talking about an individual, a man that I know I've used this term before, and some folks didn't know what it meant. Miss Linda, was that you? It was somebody on here. They was like, "Oh, what's a fuck boy? What's that?" It wasn't you. It was somebody else. We had this conversation and we talked about it for a bit. But we're talking about this guy who was fired after going on a reality show, like a dating reality show. And he went viral. He's a plumber and he was pretty rude. And I would describe him personally as an F boy, right? And we can get into that whole thing another time. But he was fired from his job after the segments for the show went viral. And the question is all clout chasing, is all clout good clout? Is all attention good attention? Is all publicity good publicity? Because after he did this show, he went onto social media and said, "Oh my gosh, all this clout chasing got me fired. I was really good at my job. I really like my job." So we're going to show some clips from this segment and we're going to get this conversation going. You're tuned into Fly Nubian Money. We're here on weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time at Fly Nubian Queen TV's YouTube channel. We are also on Spotify. So please go over to Spotify and subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen. And also, last but certainly not least, text the word Queens to the number 8748. 87948. That's 87948 QUEENS, so that you can be notified when we do go live. We have special offers, we have special events, and when we have conversations such as this one, you'll get a notification. So let's start with Miss Linda S. What do you think about the situation with the young brother? He said he was 38 years old and he got fired from his job because he went onto a dating show and he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He said that I think his employer said that over 500 women from who saw the segment on YouTube, and this was a YouTube show. Like, this wasn't something that was on MTV or BET or whatever. But what do you think about this idea of people getting canceled in real life over social media appearances?
I personally think it's not fair. I don't think it's right. If there was no manual that did not speak to you cannot be on social media programs, reality shows, those of that nature, things of that nature, then I personally would sue the company, right? Because if that's their policy, if they want that to be their policy, I think they definitely have the right to do that. I also feel that I saw the segment. He wasn't rude. He didn't call anybody out of their names. Actually, some of the ladies were talking to him. Somebody said he looked like the Ninja Turtle, I think, or something like that. That's just my personal take. I have a company. I owned a beauty salon before, and I would not, everybody could not work in my salon, but that was understood. I had a policy, I had a manual. You couldn't come with, flip-flops, slippers, you could not just brush your hair back and be in a ponytail. It had to be slick. It was clear that's what you wanted to do. And the ponytail had to be fly, fresh, and fierce. So you have a right to run your business the way you want to, but you also need to make it known what the criteria, what's the stipulations, what's the policy, the procedures. That's just my take.
Thank you for that. And I thought about that too, right? Because I mean, there's a lot of different types of plumbing. You can do commercial plumbing, you can do residential plumbing, et cetera, et cetera. But as a business owner, if I have 500 people calling my business about one employee, I wouldn't want the headache. I would be like, you know what, this is too much drama. This is a headache and not something that I need to manage. And also, I don't want the drama of, my business being associated with an individual that has a bad reputation on the internet. Although he wasn't on there plumbing, I can see how a business owner could make that assertion. To your point, Miss Linda S. because we also have Linda E over here, and I'm going to get to you in just a moment. But I wanted to add on to that. When it comes to as a customer, right? So if I'm a woman, I'm watching this thing. Did I personally believe that he should have gotten fired and lost his job? No, I think that was a bit extreme. But also, I will say, after watching him and his behavior and his disrespect, I wouldn't want him in my house if I had a pipe broken or busted based off of how he showed up on the show. I don't know, y'all. Let me know what you think. Let me hear from Miss Linda E.
So, I think people in this day and age need to realize that everything you say has repercussions. There are consequences, and I don't think it was fair that he got fired because, like Linda X said, unless there were stipulations and it was a breach of contract, I don't think he should have got fired. However, his behavior, his tone, his mannerisms, he didn't do himself any favors. Now, the truth of the matter is, maybe that is why they hired him, because, to go on a show, it's not just simply you just turn up on the day. There are audition processes, there's casting, and fundamentally, these shows, whether they're on YouTube or on mainstream TV, they want the eyes, they want the clicks, they want the views, they want things that are gonna have people talking like we're talking about it right now. So, potentially that's why they hired him, because he's a little bit, rude, just for lack of a better word. But I do think it reminds us that the internet, number one, is permanent. Okay, it's very difficult to get rid of stuff on the internet. Even when you try and clean up your Twitter, I'm sure hackers can still find old tweets if they really want to get into it. But secondly, we can't. There are going to be repercussions. You just can't come on the internet or come on any kind of media and just be acting anyhow. If he was a self-employed freelancer, maybe then, control of his whole business, cool, then maybe he can take that risk. But I think people just remember that things you say, the way you present yourself to people, especially on the internet or on TV, can have repercussions.
Absolutely. It can have repercussions. And I ain't gonna say who said it, but somebody said, listen, sir, plumbing ain't got nothing to do with who he dates. Unclog my pipes. I say, hey, unclog my pipes or lay my pipes. Like either way, the pipes must get handled. If you're a plumber, just be professional. I am not convinced that he would be professional. I don't know. I could just see him being real argumentative and petty, but that's just me. Miss Athena, what's your take on this whole situation? This was a dating show. Was it that serious for him to lose his job?
Well, I watched. I have to confess, I typically do not watch the show. I usually watch the only black dating show I really watch is like Ready to Love when it comes on and on, but everything else I usually don't watch. I watched the clip of how he was interacting with the ladies, and I do not think it was worth him losing his job over one. But what I also want to touch on is I see this a lot in dating culture, that we are very defensive. In dating, people are going to like you and people are not going to like you, which is their right to do. Just like you don't want to be thrown onto someone else that you don't like, that person reserves a right. And I think that we need to, as a group, as a community, come to keep some decorum and respect there, and not always go to the jugular or to cut somebody down because you don't necessarily like how they respond. I saw instances where he was doing that, and I saw instances where the ladies were doing that as well. And I just feel like we just need to just have like a baseline of respect for one another, and things will go smoothly. Because what I've noticed in dating especially is that the defense is already up. You're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. People are judging you. When you were dating, they're judging you and you are judging them. So it's already like a heightened, stressful anxiety situation. So I just feel like we just need to be more respectful all around. And I don't think he deserves to lose his job over it.
Thank you. And I'm interested. I do have a follow-up question while we're queuing the video. I want to know what the chat thinks. Chat, what do you think? Do you think the plumber should have gotten fired for going on a social media dating show? Is this overkill? Was this like clout chasing going wrong? Let us know in the comments and let's build upon these ideas. Can you give me one or two examples, Athena, of the type of disrespect that you've witnessed and or experienced while dating with this defensiveness? I just want to get an example of what that looks like.
Well, no one has like blatantly disrespect me, honey.
I know
But I'm very gracious, which is so funny because I feel like the men are scared or scared of me sometimes. But I'm so nice, so it catch them off guard. But what I will see though is there was one time I did give a man feedback about my experience with him that wasn't positive, but it was said nicely. And thank God it was said in public. We're at a public restaurant having breakfast, because he just couldn't receive like that, I guess, constructive feedback. And I just saw him like breaking down, which I thought he was going to have like a nervous breakdown in the middle of the restaurant. I got scared, and there was like cutlery on the table. I was like, is this man going to stab me? Like, I really got like a sense of like heightened fear. So that's why I also said, ladies, you don't know, people are unhinged. We live in a different day and time. You might be sassy, and a man might lose his marbles that day. So I always encourage, just, always stay gracious. Okay, always be nice, because you never know.
Thank you so much for that, Athena. Now we're going to look at the video, and we're going to go around the panel again, and y'all let us know in the chat. And in the meantime, make sure you share and like this broadcast. We're right here at Fly Nubian Queen TV on YouTube. We're also on Spotify, and you can check us out at flynubianmoney.com.
Because he's sassy.
Oh, welcome. I'll have you hold this. All right. If we can have your name.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 29.
29. Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do?
I'm a licensed plumber.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker, being promiscuous, not cleanly, don't have a career, nothing really going for yourself.
Okay. So we did get a pop balloon. Go ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
All right. If we can have your name and age and why you popped your balloon.
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm 24. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry, or I wasn't fully attracted to you. And I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show,
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a great day.
Thank you, Queen. You too.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. All right. We got to pop over here. If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Hi, my name is Jara. I'm 22.
Okay. And why did we end up popping our balloon?
Man gets rejected because he's sassy.
Oh, welcome. I'll have you hold this. All right. If we
You made didn't really. I like a more humble person, not someone that responds so defensive-ish. Yeah, that's really it. I didn't really necessarily like.
That's
how you
fine. Hey, I could just all I can do is be honest.
I mean,
Yeah,
be honest.
I
Be your
came
authentic
over
self.
here
That's okay.
to find a match.
Sure.
That wasn't matching. That's
Sure.
all, Queen.
I 100% understand.
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Sure.
And I was she someone that's your type?
She all right. You're not really my type. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No, disrespectful.
But if I see you in public, I wouldn't reach out to.
Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Body
You just
parts,
wasn't looking at my eyes.
What it is.
That's
No, I was
all
looking at the hair on your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much.
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
That's
that's all good.
Let's move on.
No. My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally I was not gonna pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not gonna sit in every girl's face and complimenting them. So I didn't find that offensive to me. But I'm very I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's gonna always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon, because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me. You a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm gonna get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute.
Oh my God, bro.
You need to relax. You stocky as hell.
You
just wasn't looking at my eyes.
Listen, Miss Linda E. Linda E. Just start us off, please.
Ninja Turtle, honey.
Shout out to the chat, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Miss Linda E is going to start us off on the chat. I want to know your perspectives. Did he deserve to get fired, or was this just, I don't know? Go ahead, Linda.
Look, I still don't think he fully deserved to get fired. But this is what you expect from this kind of show. I'll be very honest. I don't watch reality TV, especially dating shows, because I just think it's just unrealistic. And I think this kind of show, To me, it's trash. Okay, I'll be honest. It's not something I'm interested in. Yes, I've seen the clips on social media, but I would never sit there and go onto YouTube and watch something like this. So really and truly, what I'm seeing is exactly what I expect from that show. I think both parties came there to, you know, be rude to each other, to one up each other, to get the last laugh. I expect that. I'll be honest, I think it's disgusting. Like watching it, yes, I laugh, but it wasn't a laugh of this is so, it was more of a laugh as wow. This is what we're watching, this is what we're consuming, this is where we are going and applying for and actively wanting to be a part of. I do not believe anyone goes on this show to try and find love. That's a lie. People go on this show simply to try and get clout. Clout is one hell of a drug. And to me, the show, it's just trash. It's trash. I'm sorry.
It is entertaining, though. It is trash. I agree. So let's go over to our bodacious life coach, Miss Linda S. Your perspective after watching this again. Any thoughts?
I think the purpose of the show is in agreement with Linda E. is not to find love. Let's be clear. At the end of the day, these shows need people to watch. People are watching to see who is going to get clowned, like when she said, and then you look like a Ninja Turtle. And I'm just like, what? So I believe that these people are primed and prepped, that they do some type of audition process to get the idea of how you are, what you say. They probably ask you questions. Well, if you were in a situation like this, what would you say? That show is not going to last if the people are dry. I think they both were disrespectful to one another, and he did his job. He did his job. He's got $9,000 in a GoFundMe right now, and he will be on the talk show circuit. Trust and believe. We're talking about him. Tamron's going to talk about him. Jennifer Hudson's going to talk about him. He will be talked about. And on one hand, he still shouldn't be fired because, again, he did not call anyone out of their name, and he did his job. They need to hire him behind the production on that show, because people are talking about this show now more than ever. I never heard of it, but here we are talking about it. So
right, I've never heard of it either. I've never heard it. I was like, pop the balloon. What is this? And so yeah, thank you for bringing that point up. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Other than he needs to maybe think about getting him some type of show together, because he did his thing. He did his thing. Props to him. I love it. I really do. It is trash, but I love that he turned trash into a treasure. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you. A treasure of $9,000, Athena, in the GoFundMe. When you watch the entire clip, I don't know, we've seen the entire segment on the show, because that social media clip that we just saw was just some of the most salacious parts. But Athena, remember in the longer clip, he said that, or he claimed that he has $100,000 cash in the bank right now. So right now, I think there's a GoFundMe for him for $9,000, right? According to Linda, is that a come up? Is that a treasure? Was it worth it? Was the clout worth the?
Well, I do believe that he will be able to recover from this situation. If he has 100,000 cash in the bank, I'm sure that he will be just fine. But in this situation, and touching on what we said previously, people come on these shows to promote themselves, to come up as much as possible. So even if, I'm not even gonna lie, even if I had money stashed in the bank like that, it wouldn't bother me to open up a GoFundMe. It wouldn't stop me from doing that as well, right? You can always receive more. I do think that this will be an opportunity for him to expand his reach. If he plays it right, to expand his reach, he might be getting, emails. He might get a publicist. He might be able to do a talk show circuit, like Linda said. If I were also him, I would look at this as an opportunity to expand my business. I know plumbers can make a lot of money, so I'm not surprised if he has 100,000 cash in the bank. If he can become a master plumber or branch out and do his own plumbing business, he has the muscles, make sure low cut, shirt, muscles bulging, the sexy plumber, brand himself as a sexy plumber. Listen, call me, Athena CPA, if you want some business consulting, okay? If you see this video, but brand himself as a sexy plumber and be on the road to success. So that way, when the fame and the talk dies down, he has something else to land on.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Miss Athena this, and then I'm also gonna ask the chat. Just so you know, if you're just tuning in, this is Fly Nubian Money. This is our Fly Nubian Money panels. We're here at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Fly Nubian Queens YouTube channel. We're also on Spotify. Today, we're talking about the plumber who was fired on social media after going on a dating show, and he sent the message out saying that all the clout he was doing on the show, it just wasn't worth it, and he got fired. He really enjoyed his job. He's a certified plumber. I think I heard Miss Athena say that he could brand himself, chat, as a sexy plumber. Ladies in the chat, was he
or
sexy?
Even a turtle, Ninja Turtle plumber. Maybe he can have a turtle as his mascot. Listen, turn lemons into lemonade, honey. Turn.
Yeah, I'm asking y'all, and I'm asking the chat. Was he sexy? Was he all of that attractive? I don't know. I saw it was giving inflated ego to me. It was giving something else. I definitely want to hear y'all's thoughts on that. To me, he was not attractive, but there's somebody for everybody. Linda E, what do you think?
In terms of whether or not he was attractive?
Yes, we're talking about whether he was sexy or not. Was he giving turtle, or was it like?
Why are you asking me this question?
Oh, wait, are you married? My bad.
I'm married. That's what I'll be honest. He just wasn't my type. Okay. I'm not here to insult him. I don't need to go down that road. Did I find him sexy personally? Not. But I'm sure there are a lot of people who do. I do like muscular men, and yes, he had muscles, but I didn't find him sexy. No.
Got you. So that's one vote for no. Bodacious life coach. I mean, just hypothetically, like, yeah.
I don't. You know what I find sexy about him is his audacity. See, to me, sexy is beyond sexy. I love his audacity is sexy. He really thinks he is all that. This man is going far. This is not the last we've heard of him. Trust and believe me when I tell you.
Thank you. So you're saying that confidence is sexy. So that's a yes.
Oh yeah. I see him being a celebrity plumber because celebrities got mansions. They stuff gets stopped up. He should brand himself as that guy. I mean, he's going far. We have not heard the last of him. Trust me.
Thank you, Athena.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is this. Listen, I'll be calling HGTV. I'll have my own show going into single women's homes and fixing their pipes, or like doing some kind of branding with that. The sexy turtle plumber, honey. The sexy turtle plumber. Now, physically, I do like how the body is looking. So, we will say that. We will say that. And that is all I'm going to give.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him. Okay, y'all. All right, honestly, in all fairness, I could see him with the HGTV show or a show like a home improvement for plumber show where he's, I don't know, they do jackhammer or whatever, getting pipes and stuff done. People will watch it. Like, he is very entertaining. So I do agree that this is definitely not the last that we're going to see from him. If y'all are just tuning in, I want to remind you all to text the word Queens to the number 87948. That's 87948. So let's see what's going on in the chat over here. Did y'all see any of these comments? Okay, great opportunity for him to start his own plumbing company. Yes. The problem is all the fakeness tied to the behaviors many carry. People rather act a certain way than be who they are. Yep. I concur with that. The other thing is, I wanted to get to the financial aspect of the conversation. And I guess I want to kind of start with you, Athena, because this was a follow-up question I had for you. When he said he was saying he does not live in his mom's basement. He was going back and forth with the sister in the blue dress. And she said she's a real estate agent. So him being a plumber is nothing in comparison to the money he has. And then he countered back that he has $100,000 that he can pull from his bank account right now. As a CPA, is that a flex? Because if I could hear the voice of my mentor, Dr. Boyce Watkins, or if I can hear Julian Gordon's voice in the background, like, why would you have, like, it's smarter to invest your money. So if you have $100,000, wouldn't it be smarter to have it invested in stocks or some sort of, insurance or something like that, as opposed to just having it sitting around, So I was just wondering if that was cap, or if it was true, or if there's financial advice for people who just have $100,000 just sitting in a bank account.
Well, I'm hoping that he doesn't have it just sitting in a bank account. Maybe he meant liquid. Maybe he meant that he could sell off the stock, or, have quick access to cash, which different investments are considered more liquid than others, right? I would hope, and if not, call me. I would hope that he would take that money and put it into different investments, or use it as startup money for the sexy plumber business that he wants to do moving forward. But it also speaks to something that we all need to understand when it comes to financial and wealth literacy. Just because someone has a chunk of cash or is even rich does not mean that they have the tools, the skills, and the knowledge to multiply that money and to enhance their finances in a significant way. Just the other day, Yo Gotti, a famous rapper, bought all his homes in cash and did not know that he had to pay property taxes, even though he bought all his homes in cash, right? So financial literacy, while it's always targeted or marketed to low income people, it's really across the spectrum. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did have $100,000 in cash and it was just sitting there, because that's something that people do often, which is not a good idea, especially in this recession and inflationary market. You really want to put your money into investments that are at least competing or beating inflation. Lastly, what I want to talk about is also elitism when it comes to careers, and that we often face. Sometimes, there's discrimination with certain blue collar type of work, like being plumbers. But like I said, certain trades like plumbing actually make more than people who are sitting behind a desk all day and have the potential. I know plumbers who own their own companies make millions of dollars because they have people working under them. So I think we need to also expand our mind financially, and what these other, because you could turn down a brother because you think, oh, he's a plumber, or he does construction or whatever. But if he's building the home and he's the developer, girl, he can build you a house. So I think we need to look into different opportunities and really understand what these different careers actually mean financially.
Thank you for that. Linda E., I wanted to go back to the comment that we had up just a few moments ago, and it was basically talking about how folks can have talent and opportunity, but they feel like they can't be authentic. They can't authentically be who they are because of expectations. Did you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I like the comment because it's true. I've been, in the UK, there's a huge broadcasting channel called BBC One. And I was on a show on BBC One a couple of years ago, which, you had to audition for and all this good stuff. And they chose me because of my personality, but they, of course, wanted my personality dialed up a bit, So I feel as though when people do go onto shows, they can't be who they really are, because a lot of the times it's all for entertainment. And let's be honest, if this hadn't have happened, we wouldn't be talking about it. If it wasn't, if it wasn't controversial, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So a lot of the times when people, he might be an absolutely lovely guy. This might be just all an act. And the same with the ladies that were on the show as well. No one is going to cast you if you're going to come on the show and say, oh yeah, no, I really like him, he's so cute, I'd love to go on a date. That's not going to happen. So I feel like not even a lot of the time, anytime I see a show like this, I know I'm not going to be looking at real people acting like they genuinely will act when they're with their friends and family, because that is not what we're tuning in for. Even the big reality shows, things can still be scripted. Your personality, everything is dialed up a notch. So nothing we're seeing is really true. And I think it's really important for viewers to be able to put a wall between what they are seeing and how much of this is true. So I think it kind of skews the idea of love and relationships when you see these people are supposed to be everyday people, but they're not even actually authentically being themselves. So I just think that there's just a lot when it comes to dating shows and reality TV. I just don't think it's actually that healthy.
Thank you so much. So you're saying that, yes, yeah, I don't think it's that healthy either. One thing that I did notice in the clip is that, not the clip that we saw, but in the segment of the show, the girl he picked at the end, or the young lady he picked at the end, asked him if he believed in God, and he said yes. He says, I'm monotheistic, and once you get to know me later, I will tell you more about that. So that was an example for me, to your point, Linda, that he wasn't showing up as his authentic self. So I wanted to highlight that. Now, to our bodacious life coach, as a coach for Black women over 50, what advice do you have for participants navigating the social media and dating world? Like, what are the professional risks involved?
This is a very interesting question because, unfortunately, women of a certain age, they're still trying to meet Mr. Right at the gas station. They want to meet him in person, and the grocery store, doctor's office. So they're not really as keen as going on social media, even the dating sites. Like I'm on a dating site because I do want a man, and we got to get with the program. So for those few who do it, I always, well, we don't, the only older was the Golden Bachelor. And nobody really got sassy on that show. So I think it's just a different dynamic when it comes to older, seasoned people. We just have a natural inclination to be more respectful, as it were. And so that's the best answer that I can give you, because we are in a different time. We didn't have dating shows. I was born in 1963. The first dating show I can even think of is Chuck Woolery, and I'm probably really dating myself right now. And I can't remember the name of the show, but that was a dating show, and they still didn't have 50 plus. That's who I work with on there. I'm doing the best I can to answer the question, but there is a generational gap and a time gap when it comes to social media and the people that I work with.
Thank you. I think, well, to your point, I think it would be great to see more diversity in dating shows for older populations. Now, I do know someone that I'm related to who is 90 years old, and she is on a dating site. She be swiping. And you know what? We have this conversation all the time. She's like, everybody needs companionship. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I think that would be cute. I think it would be nice to have other, older generations also participate in dating shows, but also I do notice different dynamics between like younger people and how they talk to other folks and what the dating versus courting process is. Like older generations, like the court, you don't want to come around your family and everything. So wanted to bring that up, and I think that would be great. All right, so we are going to play this clip again, maybe for laughs, maybe to look for other things that we didn't notice the first time. If you're in the chat, I would love for you to just write your comments and, let us know if this was over the top, if he was overacting, if he was being authentic. Let us know your thoughts on whether you feel he deserved or did not deserve to get fired. And then also, make sure you text the word Queens to the number 87948. That's 87948. When you do, you will be notified when we right here at Fly Nubian Money go live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's take a look at that clip one more time.
Rejected because he's sassy.
Oh, welcome. I'll have you hold this. All right, if we can have your name.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, how old are you?
Ma'am, I'm 29.
29. Okay,
Yes.
And what do you do?
I'm a licensed plumber.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker, being promiscuous, not cleanly, don't have a career, nothing really going for yourself.
Okay, so we did get a pop balloon. Go ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
All right, if we can have your name and age and why you popped your balloon.
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm 24. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry or wasn't fully attracted to you. And I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show,
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know, absolutely.
Body
You just
parts,
wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not what
eyes.
it is.
That's
No, I was
all
looking at the
pointing
hair on
out.
your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
asked me the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much.
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
All right,
so that's all good.
Let's move on. No.
My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally I was not gonna pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not gonna sit in every girl's face and complimenting them. So I didn't find that offensive to me. But I'm very I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's gonna always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me and you a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm gonna get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute.
Oh my God, bro.
You need to relax. You stocky as hell.
Body
You just
parts,
wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not
eyes.
what it is. No,
That's
I was
all
looking at.
Listen, he said he was looking at the hair on her arms. And then he said, told a woman that she's not qualified. I think that's problematic. That's just problematic. It's just mean. He came on the show and he knew that people were going to pop their balloons. This t-shirt says, you're not qualified. You're not qualified.
Is he selling that shirt? Is that...
Wait, was that him? That better not have been him. Was that him? Linda started snapping her fingers. She's like, yep, you better capitalize off that. But this is the thing. Some of that some of the way, I think the way he was treating these women was mean. I think he was being mean. I think it was definitely unnecessary. He probably was not looking at the hair on his sister's arms. He was looking at her outfit. Now, she had the outfit on, but it's just a lot going on here. And the energy around it for me, it just was not very loving or kind or conducive of actually building authentic connections with anyone. So shout out to the sister in the blue dress. She's my favorite person on there because she definitely told him off. But I wanted to get you all's idea on this particular statement he made. You are not qualified. You are not qualified. What did you make of that, Linda E?
I actually agree with a comment that I've just seen that says he's very insecure. And that's what I take from that statement. You've come on this show to find a partner or find women, and you're out here telling people that they're not qualified. Qualified for what? What exactly are they not qualified for? Because the way you speak, I agree with you, JD was mean, but also the way you speak sounds like he's not qualified. Because when you are secure, you don't look for things to insult other people with. He was straight up the defensive from the get-go. From the first girl, he was like, you did me a favor, or what? Straight away. I know for a fact that he went on that show with the mentality that anyone who says anything horrible to me, I'm gonna snap back at them double as hard. And to me, that screams insecurity. I still agree he didn't need to lose his job, but he definitely is insecure. And when he came with the whole "you're not qualified," to me it was just, like I said, I'm not impressed with this show. I'm not impressed with dating shows. I just think the whole thing is just disrespectful and disgusting. So when he came with the "you're not qualified," I was just like, meh, whatever. So yeah, here he is, the sexy turtle plumber.
Shout out to the sexy turtle plumber. All right, let's go over to our bodacious life coach. Was he displaying, was it insecurity or was it confident?
See, I think it must be me and where I come from, because here's the deal. He comes on, the lady says, what do you do? Or what do you do? He said, I am a licensed plumber. And he was 29 years old. That's how it started. So I'm just trying to understand, how do we get here? Right? Because that was how it started. Now he did say it like he was proud to be a licensed plumber, and he didn't have to put licensed on it, but I guess there are unlicensed plumbers out there. I don't know, but he wanted you to know that he went through the schooling, got his certificate, all of the above. I feel that sometimes we expect the man to rise above it all. The lady came at him incorrect when she was like, yeah, because when you came on, I'm just saying, well, he said he was a licensed plumber. He was 29 and his name was Aaron. I don't understand where she came from with that. I believe that she set it off. He did not have to say whatever he said. I can't even remember what he said. But sometimes people match energy with energy. They're not as mature. He's 29. We're acting as if he's 49. I remember being 29. I remember not having the emotional intelligence. I'm very proud of who I am today. I like to, knock people out and stuff back in the day. So I have really come a long way. But at 29, oh yeah, I think he did pretty good for 29. And a license, and he's making money, and he's a black man who's used to being seen as less than. I believe there's a couple dynamics going on there. I think it was the whole, I've risen above, I don't have kids, I'm not doing all the stereotypical things. You're not acknowledging any of that. You just want to go straight to, I'm arrogant. And I just didn't see that. That's just me though. Okay. And I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I saw it because, and I'm going to go to Athena next. I saw like when the first lady, she popped her balloon quick. Like she knew she didn't have an attraction. And she was just saying, hey, like you're not really my type. And it was just her being honest. And then he was like, oh, you did me a favor. And it was just like, he just started with the insults. So I didn't find any of that to be necessary. And I did agree with a comment that came up in the chat that we had on the screen saying that all of his responses seemed to be a reaction to rejection. Yep. So I just, I wanted to point that out and just to build on your idea, Linda.
But just to tap in real quick, who here, that's just like when I was growing up, people would say things like, girl, you just think you cute. Who thinks they're ugly? I'm just saying, who actually has a t-shirt on that says, I think I'm ugly? Nobody.
But she didn't say he was ugly.
No. I'm going somewhere with this. That's okay. What I'm saying. So when we say we're reacting to rejection, who wants to be rejected? Now, could he have said some different things? Yeah. But I mean, she just came straight out at him, and we can't assume that everybody has the same level. This man think he is the ish. He done got certified as a plumber. He don't have 15 baby mamas. He's walking around like I am doing my thing. And here you come straight off talking about, oh no, you're not my type, da. Now he could have just simply said, oh, thank you so much, because your type probably already got 12 kids by 29, but I feel you. But he didn't say that. But I'm just saying. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you. You better stand for that man. Yeah, I'm glad he got his plumbing certification. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he will always be able to find work. Let's hear from, I think, Linda, you wanted to say something else? You wanted to chime in, Linda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what I was going to say is he came straight off the bat with that. And there's stuff that I've seen in the comments that one made me laugh. He's probably a very abusive turtle. But yes, no one wants to be rejected. All right. No one likes rejection. You've come on a show where rejection is an option. All right. No one says that when you come on the show, we're going to line up 10 women that will 1000% be attracted to you. That's not how the show goes. So if you stepped out and said, you know what, I'm willing to take this risk, then you need to know how to talk to people, because the first girl wasn't even rude with it. She could have been like, I'm sorry, but I can't do an American accent, but she could have been like, I'm sorry, you're ugly or not. She was like, you know what, I just didn't feel the attraction, right? And that set him off. He shouldn't have gone on the show. If he can't handle rejection, what were you doing on the show? And just to add, I personally do think he's very insecure. Someone who professes too much. I saw his Instagram handle is very handsome. When you are secure and you know that you could, and you know you are who you are, you don't have to profess that much. I'm sorry. I ain't seeing confidence from him. Look at that, very handsome. To me, this ain't reading confidence to me. And I love black men. I think black men are beautiful. And I stand a black man that is confident. But to me, this seems like someone who in his everyday life maybe isn't getting the girls that he wants to get. You know, maybe isn't often told that he looks good. He hasn't found someone who finds him attractive, or went for a girl who liked his friend. I'm just seeing this whole projection. Like, when you are confident knows itself. Confidence doesn't have to tell everyone else. Confidence doesn't have to tear other people down. So no, I'm sorry. I agree with everything everyone's saying. He is insecure.
Thank you. Athena, sorry to keep you waiting, sis. Go in.
It's okay. All right. So now that we went on the Instagram, I can answer that he's not my type. He too muscular for me. So I can answer that question. It was given, I'm taking steroids or something, right? It was given a lot. When it comes to the clip again, as I was watching it, I think it goes back to a conversation we had previously that touched on relationship dynamics and masculine and feminine and all of that. I was seeing that play out in the clip. The girl in the blue dress. Now I know men can be disrespectful and we can line them up and shoot them down. And in certain scenarios, I'm very much for that. However, I do think that it was unnecessary. And I think that is something as women we need to look into. I'm talking to my ladies. Our power is not in telling men what they are doing and what they're not doing. Men know. Men know what they're doing and what they're not doing. Our power is in being gracious and letting stuff roll off our back and letting that be him. Even like if I was to reject a guy, it wouldn't be that much energy, because me even putting in that much energy means I'm really bothered by what he said or what he did, or I care to a certain extent. If I'm really not really checking for you like that, it is not even like an issue. It'll just be, I'll just pop the balloon and say, oh, no, I don't think it'll be a great match, and keep it pushing. But to take the extra step to go out of which I view as going out of your way to let him know that he's a sassy man. He very well might be a sassy man, and I don't like a sassy man. So we can leave that right there. But I think that they're just better. People respond. I think this is just basic manners and respect. And I think we're losing that a little bit. Why on both sides is it this energy? I need to cut you down, and then I need to cut you back, and I need to do this back, and that is very juvenile. We need to mature as a people, as a group. If the hair on the arms wasn't doing for you, I'm like, okay, queen, I understand. I respect your decision. Listen, I've been in dating situations where I thought the man was crazy and doing a lot, and I didn't cut him down. I said, you know what? I respect your wishes. I will respect your wishes, and they will never see or hear from me again after that. And that's what I do, because it's just not necessary. And I think that some of the issues that we have on both sides, complaining that they're not showing up as gentlemen and strong, good masculinity, and we're not showing up as feminine, which I don't think that's true, but feminine and gracious women. I think that whole scenario is an example of what the issue between us is.
Thank you so much for that, Athena. And I see the chat is shout out to MC Facts. Yes, this is me. I'm back. Hey. You say, I don't see why he lost his job for something non-employment related. I definitely agree with that. I agree with that, but I can also see it from an employer's standpoint, which we mentioned earlier. So, confidence doesn't even have to be spoken on. It radiates. Yes, absolutely. Linda E mentioned that point. And Keep Going says, is this the no-neck one? Because the lanky, dark chocolate one can be saved. I don't know who the second part one is, but I had a question for the chat, y'all. Sis in the blue dress, because Athena brings up a wonderful point, and I want us to go around on the panel to just comment. She definitely let him know why she popped her balloon. At first, she wasn't going to pop her balloon. She said that she didn't have a problem with him going back and going at the other woman, but she likes to argue, and she just knew that she got with somebody like him, they would just argue all the time. And then she used that as an opportunity to go in on him and disparage him even more, in defense of her perceived disrespect of how he treated the other women who also popped their balloons. Though, what do you all think about that? Do you think sis in the blue dress was justified or not justified in the way she responded to him? I want to hear in the chat. Was she justified in the way she responded to him, or was she not justified in the way that she responded to him? And then I want to hear from you all. Let's start with our bodacious life coach.
Like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high, or something similar to that. I'm a firm believer in that. I also believe that she said that not in defense of the other people. I think she said it in defense of herself, because she felt some kind of way. And because she felt some kind of way, she couldn't just let it be that. You know, we're going to have to say, well, I'm basically implying, I'm speaking for everybody else. Girl, that came from deep down inside. You was thinking, and when he come to me, he really do look kind of like a Ninja Turtle. And I know he's arrogant. And so that's what I'm going to tell him. You see what I'm saying? So I believe young people, I just don't see a grown woman 50-something plus saying that to somebody, but I could be wrong. But I just think this is a whole new dynamic. Young people, they're just out here, they're just doing things a little differently and not even caring about the fact that this is taped. So people are going to know her as the Ninja Turtle lady, right? Not the nice lady with the blue gown on, right? Because she had a nice, I think it was almost like a gown. She's going to be known as the Ninja Turtle lady. So, I mean, as long as you cool with that, I have to be cool with it. But she was speaking for herself, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, Linda E.
Look, I agree with Deuce, okay? She did too much, but that camera does things to people. And I did think, maybe she did stand up for the other ladies. Because I remember there was the one in a white dress, she was quite reserved when she spoke. It's just kind of quiet, and their interaction wasn't that bad. He still wasn't nice to her, but it wasn't as bad as, the blue dress one. And here's my question, right? If she had just said nothing and moved on, how can I put this? When women stand for other women, when women don't stand for other women, we get told off. When we do, we get told we're not actually really doing that for other women, we're just doing it for ourselves. Like, how are we to know? Like, I kind of like the fact that she said, you've insulted the rest of them, so now I'm going to do something. Because we always talk about women supporting other women, and in this situation, she did. Did she do too much? Yes. Do I think part of it was for the camera? Absolutely. Do I think black men and black women need to do more building of each other? Yes. Do I think he deserves to get fired? No. But why can't she speak on behalf of the others that he truly insulted? Like, how do we know she wasn't doing it? Because you know what? You can sit there and watch something and be like, no, you know what? That's not right. Do you know what? My personality means that I'm good to go when this person comes to me. So I will be good to go on behalf of everyone else. So look, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so undecided. I don't know.
Got you. Thank you for that, Athena. I think we know the answer. She did too much. Oh, you're muted, hun.
I definitely think that she did too much. And then I just feel like we just need to get to a point where all of us are calm and level-headed through the dating process. I think what I've learned, especially someone who is dating, is that it really touches on your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, all of that. And you have to face that head on as you're meeting strangers, people who you don't know. You might even had some bad experiences with people that look like you. And so you're already going in with a defensive approach. Now, Linda E brought up a very interesting comment and perspective of like, okay, usually we want women, we want some camaraderie, we want to be defended and things like that. So where do we draw the line? I completely 100% understand that and stand by that. However, you can defend something without tearing someone else down in the process. And I think that's where he deviated, or she deviated in that process, meaning that she could have said, you know what? I don't know what his name is, Ninja Turtle Man. Ninja Turtle Man, I saw how you interacted with the ladies. today, and I did not feel that was becoming of you. So I'm gonna pop my balloon, but I hope you find the woman that you deserve. Your point got across. Because the thing is, we're giving men too much ammunition, right? As soon as you come with that net roll, that attitude, it's like, boom, here she, and you know you're a black woman, here she go again.
I think you said it perfectly, right? When you popped your balloon, your proverbial balloon right now. And in my opinion, a man like that, he would just use that as an opportunity, like however nice you said it, because he is being rejected by a beautiful woman, or being rejected just in general by anybody. I mean, I don't know. He is going to have something to come back at, just because that's the nature of who
that
he
is. True. Because
men
are quick to be like, you ugly anyway, as soon as you say
right. And so for that reason, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I know we're gonna wrap this up, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I agree with the comment that was just up by Bliss Empire with Kadira. She said the sister in the blue dress was justified because she was keeping it just as real as him. I concur with that. I understand like when they go low, we go high and all of that, but I'm a disruptor. I'm literally a disruptor. I will go out, and if you mistreat Black people, I will shut your business down. I will organize the entire protest. I will go to the public hearing. I will disrupt a public meeting. I will put pressure on a politician. I'll get in front of a camera at a press conference after our people have been harmed, and I will make a complete ass out of the mayor. Shout out to Eric Adams. So I am all about that life of matching energy with energy. And especially like when there's an injustice. So I like deep in me, I definitely do concur with that. But I also do understand the risk involved with that, especially on a dating show with somebody you don't know or whatever, in certain situations and scenarios. And I do agree that if I'm thinking about my higher self and who I am, the woman I'm growing, and growing up to become, in my journey, in my process, that all that energy is just not necessary, to your point. And also, but I'm still growing, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the petty in me and the disruptor in me will be like, okay, let's go tit for tat. So I just wanted to be authentic. We're about to go around and wrap this up. Listen, the chat is on fire, y'all. I know we're watching the comments. We're so excited to have you all with us at our Fly Nubia Money panels. Be sure to text the word Queens to the number 87948. That's 87948. You will be notified when we go live right here at Fly Nubian Queen on YouTube. We go live on Monday through Fridays, weekdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern time. So make sure you text the word Queens to 87948. 87948 QUEENS. All right. So let's go around and do final comments. I could go another hour on this topic. I'm just keeping it a buck, but I know y'all probably have places to go and appointments because we're all entrepreneurs here on the panel. But let's go around and share our final thoughts and let us know where to find you. Yeah. See, that's what people know. Like I will literally keep that same energy. But there's a time and a place for everything. So shout out to you, MC Fact, with that comment. All right, so let's get your final thoughts on this. Any big takeaways, and where can we find you and follow your work? Let's go with Miss Linda S. Hauser, our bodacious life coach.
My final thoughts are, if you find yourself in a space and in a place where things don't work out, capitalize on it. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. Make the best out of what it is, but know that capitalize on it. We talk about money here. Get your money, capitalize on it. And you can find me, Linda S. Husser, on all the social media platforms. And if you would like a complimentary 30-minute Ignite Your Life session, go to speaktolinda.com.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And make sure y'all put that in the chat, please. Somebody put that in the chat, speaktolinda.com, so we can go and follow and get some complimentary sessions done and some real sessions done with our bodacious life coach. Shout out to her. Linda E., final thoughts. Where can we find you? I think we got to go all the way to the UK to find you, but
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. On this particular topic, I don't think he deserves to be to have lost his job, but I do think he does need to work on himself. But I do think in general, we need to work on ourselves, and people need to think twice about going on these reality dating shows. I think people need to be mindful of what they say on camera, what they put on the internet, because things do have repercussions. The chat has been going crazy and I've loved it today. So I'm Linda E. You can find me on Insta, I'm Linda E, or website lindae.co.uk.
Excellent. Thank you, Athena.
I know a lot was said. I know some ladies might not love me right now, but trust me, ladies, I have your best interests in heart when it comes to financially leveling up, which also will play out in your dating life as well. If you are a woman who wants to make financial decisions with confidence and to create the wealth that you deserve, you can find me at wewealthwoman.com. I have courses, coaching, and more available to you, and that is where you can find me. Also at We Wealth Woman on all social media platforms, and listen to my podcast, the We Wealth Woman podcast, where you listen to podcasts.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I want to take my time and my final thought to address a question that came up earlier, and it showed on the chat. And you know, I'm an educator. Y'all can find me at highblackesteem.com. I'm also at Lioness Crowned on social media platforms. But listen, somebody said, why is it necessary to point out the fact that he's a certified plumber? Why is the bar set so low? And I'm paraphrasing the comment that came up earlier. Why is the bar set so low for Black men and Black women? Let me tell you why this is important. And I do want to shout the brother out. I don't like how he behaved, but it's not, that's his personality. Everyone gets to be who they are. I'm just giving commentary here and just thinking about the larger issues. But here's why it's important to me as an educator to shout out and highlight the fact that the brother accomplished something that he's proud of. He's proud of being a certified plumber. He takes pride in his work. He's communicated that on the show and also on social media, and he's really good at his job. We don't know the level of the amount of obstacles that he as a Black man in America had to navigate through and overcome in order to be a certified plumber, to be a plumber, to go through his program. There's so many obstacles due to institutionalized and systemic anti-Black racism and white supremacy that the brother had to get through in order to become accomplished. And so I do understand when Linda was saying that, he's popping his collar, he thinks, he's all of that. That deserves a level of acknowledgement. And so I do want to acknowledge and congratulate the brother on that, and all of our brothers and sisters as we set goals and go out to achieve those goals, because we as Black people, we have so many obstacles and people call them generational curses. I also say generational trauma to overcome. And that is something that gets to be celebrated, acknowledged, and also nurtured so we can continue to achieve. So that is my final thought. I don't have to like how he showed up. That's all personal. But at the end of the day, he's a Black man and these are Black women, and Black men and Black women, we get to treat each other better and move forward for a more sustainable future. So that's my final thought. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. Make sure you come back. We're here Monday through Friday at Fly Nubian Queen TV on YouTube. We're also on Spotify. Go to our website, flynubianmoney.com, sign up for our programming, and be sure to text the word Queens with an S, QUEENS, to the number 87948. So you'll be notified when we do go live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and when we have special offers and free giveaways. All right. So this has been our panel. Ladies, please come off your mic, say bye to everyone. And I want to say thank you. This has been a really enriching conversation. Y'all gave me a lot to think about, especially our life coach. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Bye.